stumped by Nirvana High Paladin. These idiots were so preoccupied that everyone on Earth caught on fire. Heroes travel back in time to tell their past selves how to make global warming decline. Battle tributes and using spells and traps one time. Journey rules are the reason we'll survive. The reason we'll survive. The reason we'll survive.
It's raining outside tonight, which to a Pacific Northwesterner like me feels like home. It feels like all is well in the world and with the environment. But this peaceful evening hides the grim future that we face today. 2013 Yu-Gi-Oh! This year, to its credit, released the most playable, fun, and competitive decks in pretty much any year in Yu-Gi-Oh! History. It is incredible the diversity of strategies that are available in 2013. And they are all wiped off the face of the format by a series of level 7 dragons. Yes, the Dragon Rulers are here. And they are every bit as crazy as you would expect them to be in a format where you can normal summon them. We will absolutely not be able to play any other deck until the Dragon Rulers are gone. But once we've dealt with them, we have some amazing things to get into. So I want to tell you all about the crazy cool strategies that are available in 2013, starting with a strat that has been near and dear to my Junior Journey heart so far that I've been hoping to see more support come in for, the Archfiends. The Archfiends are okay in the TCG, but here they may have a leg up, because Archfiend Emperor, the first Lord of Horror, is normal summonable without using its effect, which means that you still get your 3000 guy and it can still pop a card on the field at the cost of an Archfiend in your graveyard. Pair that with the normal summonable Archfiend Empress we already had, and we may have a real deck on our hands. For the lower level strategies, we have Battling Boxers, we have Harpies, we have Boojins, we have Fire Fists, we have Constellars, all of which I think have some gameplay to be made in this format. We also get the baby Chaos Dragons, which are probably going to find a home in a Synchro deck in this format. Remembering, we have basically not limited Synchro focused cards at all in this format. We also get the Fire Kings, which are a little bit nerfed by the loss of Circle of the Fire King's quick effect. However, Garunix is probably just as incredible as it always was. We also get new Mermails in the form of Mermail Abyss Teus and Mermail Abyss Lead. This is a deck that is incredible and does not need to use spell traps, and so I think it is going to be very powerful in Junior format. We also get the Hazy Flames, which already were pretty good at normal summoning without tributes, but may get a leg up with their ability to not have to run total bricks like Hazy Pillar. The Vampires were another series of cards that weren't particularly good in the TCG because they had to be tribute summoned, but have the ability to really go hard in a format where they aren't locked behind that. Two cards I want to see in Junior format that were absolute pack filler in the TCG are DD Esper Star Sparrow and Iron Hammer the Giant. DD Esper Star Sparrow gives protection to other monsters and can summon itself from the graveyard if your opponent attacks directly, and it happens to have 3000 attack points. Iron Hammer the Giant has 3500 defense points and can make DD Esper Star Sparrow attack directly. I really want to see somebody do something with this combo. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I really look forward to it. And finally, one card that I think is probably going to be very good for the low-level strategies in this format. Ghost Fairy Elphobia. Ghost Fairy Elphobia is a card that people anticipated to be good in the TCG, but never really got its time to shine. At level 3 as a psychic, it's summonable off of E-Telly, but what's most interesting about it is its effect. You can reveal one wind monster in your hand, and until the end of your opponent's next main phase 1, monsters with a level higher than the revealed monster cannot activate their effects. This card is potentially going to be extremely powerful for low-level wind archetypes like the Harpies. I'm hoping that we get to see this card make an appearance because it is such a cool one that never showed up in the TCG. For now, though, we have to play some dragons. Let's see if Joseph and I could have brought some twists to the Dragon Rulers this time.
Okay, before we get started on this one, I want to let you know that I had every intention of not playing Dragon Ruler. However, in early 2013, there is literally nothing worth playing that is not exactly Dragon Ruler. Now, when building Dragon Ruler, you have two options. You can play pure, or you can lose. So I'm doing the former. Now, you'll notice that we're playing a significant amount of cards that we forgot to ban. That includes most notably Gandora, the Dragon of Destruction. This card can't be special summoned, which was the death knell for its playability in the TCG, but here you can slap down that bad boy, no tributes required. You can pay half your life points, destroy as many cards in the field as possible, banish them, and then it gains 300 for each card destroyed. That is not a once per turn. It is not a twice per turn. It's not a 3 times per turn. Half your life points is an amount of life points that will never reach 0, so this is Infinity Dark Holes. Now, what do you do after you've Dark Holed your opponent infinity times? Well, the answer is win by way of the Dragon Rulers. The list in front of you is a hyper-consistent OTK machine, able to beat an infinite number of interactions, provided you draw any way to get a monster into the graveyard, sending an Eclipse Wyvern, and then access to 2 Dragon Rulers. Except we also left Future Fusion legal on a previous episode, which is OTK all on its own. By sending 2 copies of Eclipse Wyvern, 1 banishing Gandora the Dragon of Destruction, 1 banishing a Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which can banish the Gandora Dragon of Destruction, you can make lethal out of almost anything, provided you find this ridiculous spell card. Quick once over on the cards. We're playing 3 of all the daddies, 3 of every one of the babies except for Reactin. You know what you did. 3 apiece of Gandora, 1 Red Eyes DMD, 3 Eclipse Wyvern, and 10 Foolish Burials. That's right, we have 9 individual cards that all do the exact same thing, and then 1 that does the exact same thing 5 times. In the side, we've got Veilers, we've got Viruses, we've got Wingbeat, a Giant Dragon, we've got Heavy Storm, we've got Return from the Different Dimension, and 6 cents, 2 cards that will not be making it out of the episode. In the extra, we've got a whole slew of powerful 7s, including Big Eye and Mecha Phantom Dracosack, but of note is also CXZ's Simon the Great Moral Leader, a card for which many decks do not have an out. Wish us luck.
For anyone who knows the deep RJ lore, this deck on the screen should come as no surprise to you. Mermails is one of my favorite decks in history. It's one of the decks that I've brought to the most competitive top finishes, and it is just so much fun. And in this format, I think that it has a competitive edge over Dragon Rulers as a pure deck that it didn't have in the TCG. Namely, the thing Dragon Rulers have over Tidal Mermails is the utility of their spells and traps, something that is limited by the Junior Journey rules. Mermails, however, have no such qualms, as almost all of their best cards are monsters. I cut this down to all but 11 cards total, not matching the exact description of being water monsters. And this deck is so cool. I could talk for hours about how strong this deck is, how many cool combos you can get, how many ways it can OTK, but there are just a couple of things I want to highlight. Most of this looks like what you would expect, but the Junior Journey ban list allows us to do some crazier things. I indexed more into Gen X Undyne than they did historically in the TCG because of the existence of Fishborg Blaster, which enables us to get things like turn 1 Dracosack plus Crimson Blader and other crazy opening plays. I'm also only running 1 Abyss Sphere and 1 Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi. Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi was slept on for Mermail players until about 2016, at which point people realized the crazy OTK potential of this card. I'm not running many spells, so I'm free to jam this in my deck and be able to search the ability to deal immediately over 6,000 points of damage to my opponent. Joseph better be ready, because this one's gonna go quick.
Well, RJ, while that last episode was interesting, it unfortunately wasn't too much of a derivation from existing Yu-Gi-Oh! In 2012. This episode, I promise, will be completely different. The top decks in 2013 were Dragon Ruler and Spellbook, and we're not playing one of those.
That's true. I can guarantee to you there is not a single Spellbook card in my deck. So definitely we've changed history for this format. Definitely.
Don't think we can say for the better. We have made a 2-deck format into a 1-deck format, but we're gonna try our best. You know, we're gonna do our best.
And in the spirit of trying our best, I have actually supplied this time a pair of scissors and the rock.
All right, I do have to ask: are the scissors cool at least?
They are very, very good kitchen scissors. So they look cool. and they work nicely.
All right, I'm going to pick the left.
You chose the rock.
Let's go. Let's go. And I'm going to really shock you here by going second.
We are going to set a monster and pass and hope you don't have an OTK for me this turn.
You're dead! I'll draw for turn. Stand by main. Oh, you are very dead. All right, we're going to begin with a little card you may have heard of. Just pay no attention to the man behind the Future Fusion.
We still have this card in the format.
We left it legal.
Oh, no.
If you
What
recall,
were we
last
doing?
time we left it at 1 and said, I think it'll be fun when someone inevitably breaks it. And I am here to be that someone for our audience. I'll reveal 5 God Dragon, and let's get sending, buddy. Are all of these okay?
Okay is a strong word, but I am unable to stop them.
All right, well, in that case, I have a significant amount of triggers to resolve. So we're going to go Eclipse, Eclipse, Eclipse in order to banish 3 level 7 or higher light or dark dragon monsters from our deck. We are going to pick Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And then I think we're going to pick Gandora.
What is going on here?
Yes, Gandora was also left legal. We'll go Tempest
that
here.
is not any kind of once per turn.
No.
Holy
The card is
moly.
missing everything. So we're going to go Tempest.
Okay.
We are going to go Burner here. We're going to go grab Blaster. We are going to overlay for Dracosack. We'll go Dracosack. We'll go Dracosack.
Okay. It is Abyssland, so I will be able to trigger it.
Cool,
Question is, will that do me any good? And I think the option we are probably going to end up going with here is our good friend Mermail Abyss Megala in defense position.
Damn, that's a crazy card. I'll normal summon Gandora, the Dragon of Destruction.
Yeah.
All right, I will be paying 4,000 of my life points in order to clear the field. I will destroy... I'll banish 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, putting him at a whopping 1,200. And now... you just get to keep going, huh? I'll banish the Gandora to summon Red Eyes DMD. DMD effect, I guess we will summon back Tidal. And then let's go for Blaster, banish the Burner and the Eclipse Wyvern.
And that'll do it.
That will do it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't forget to let me resolve the effect of the Eclipse Wyvern.
Okay, it's very important. Yeah, we have to let the chain resolve before we scoop. What the hell was that?
That's a fun game one.
Well, that was a large number of cards we've left legal in this format.
Yeah, this is the Canary in the Coal Mine episode. A lot that should not be legal that is, and you didn't even get to see everything ridiculous in the deck.
Oh, well, I look forward to seeing it on your first turn when you go first.
That's cool, but I know you're not playing Gandora, so I am very happy to set up a very powerful board that will begin, of course, with Future Fusion.
Of course you drew it the second. Oh my god.
What's the issue, buddy? Is there a problem? I am actually going to send all of them but Red Ox, and we are going to cut an Eclipse Wyvern here. We'll trigger 2. We'll go DMD and Gandora. This is a little crusty. It's not everything I wanted to do. We are going to go...
Man activates Future Fusion. This wasn't everything I wanted to do.
We'll go Reactin. Go grab Red Ox.
Okay.
We will summon from Graveyard Tempest by banishing both Eclipse Wyverns. Go ahead and grab ourselves the DMD and the Gandora. So, Red Ox and Tempest, of course, is Dracosack, which is, crazy strong. But I'm going to do a slightly different maneuver here that I think is really going to get your Trainwrecker rolling. I'm going to banish Reactin and Gandora for Tidal.
Okay.
I'm going to overlay Tidal and Red Ox and Tempest for a card that I am confident your deck doesn't have an out to. CXZ's Simon the Moral Leader.
What is this?
This is a 3,000 attack point monster that is unaffected by monster effects. Your motherfucking life ends 1 turn from now.
That's okay, because I think your motherfucking life ends this turn. Let me see what I can do about this. Yeah, we'll start off by taking a look at your card and reading what it does. Unaffected by other monster effects. During either player's turn, you can detach and exceed material, then target one monster your opponent controls and change its battle position, negate its effects. Okay, well, that loses to Dark Hole.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. In a way that
Right,
Dracosac
now
would not have.
Let's get this party well and truly started. We're going to activate our good friend Mermail Abyss Megalo, and we are going to discard off that Abyss Megalo a Atlantean Dragoons and a Title the Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls.
Yeah,
We're going to summon ourselves the Mermail Abyss Megalo. We're going to declare its effect. We're also going to declare Dragoons.
Yeah, all good, all good.
I will use Mermail Abyss Megalo's effect to grab Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi.
Yep.
And I will use Dragoon's effect to grab Deep Sea Diva. I will normal summon our good friend Deep Sea Diva.
Still with you?
Declare its effect.
Yep.
An Atlantean Marksman.
Yep.
And then we are going to declare Megalo's effect, giving it a second attack by tributing Deep Sea Diva. We will then equip Megalo with Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi, and we will go to the battle phase. Megalo attacks for 3,200.
Twice, right?
That is correct.
And I'm just straight up dead here.
Yep, Marksman will attack. And on damage calculation, it will declare its effect, summoning ourselves a second Dragoons from the deck.
Well, at least I can rest assured that I wouldn't have accomplished anything with Dracosac. You still have Title Engrave. Okay, this is going to be a quick one. All right, we're going to have a tough time getting ad revenue on this one, buddy.
Yep.
Have a fun first turn, buddy, I guess. You know, do your best.
God, I love Junior Journey. So we are still going to declare the effect of Mermail Abyss Megalo. And what I am going to send is a copy of Mermail Abyss Gun and a copy of Title. And we're going to summon Mermail Abyss Megalo.
Still with you.
Declare its effect. And I am going to add Mizuchi to my hand. Then I will normal summon the other Title that I drew. And I will overlay for Mermail Abyss Gaios.
There he is.
And I will equip him with Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi.
Yeah.
And I will pass my turn.
Okay, I will draw for turn. Okay, let's see what we can accomplish here. I normal Gandora.
Okay, well, I mean, that does Gandora things.
I'm going to try it.
And we are forced to Abyss Gaios here. I'll detach my Megalo.
I activate Steam, Dragon Ruler of Droplets, and I'm going to pitch as well an Eclipse Wyvern.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah,
Go
that's
get
fine.
Title here. We will trigger the Eclipse Wyvern in order to banish a DMD.
Okay.
Then we will banish Eclipse and stream for Tempest.
Okay.
Eclipse triggers. We will grab the DMD to hand. I'm going to overlay Tempest and Title for Large Eye.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Then we will activate the effect of Large Eye to take your monster. We're going to banish Gandora to summon DMD, and we're going to activate DMD to summon Title. Battle.
Okay.
28.
You cannot attack with level 5 and higher monsters.
I just kind of assumed that this was your opponent, and I am not permitted to activate this monster's effect.
No, because I do not currently control face-up monsters.
Oh, was this the throw of the millennium?
That really depends on whether or not I can crack back, which is not a guarantee, let me tell you.
Back to you.
Drop a turn. Yeah, I think this is the way it's got to go. I'm going to set a monster and pass and hope that we can get around this.
I'll draw. Stand by main. Why did I not attack with Abyss Gaios last turn? What am I thinking here? I don't think I have an out to this. This board is unbeatable. I'm gonna big eye your monster.
Sure, you can have yourself Atlantean infantry.
Oh, this guy's crazy. Hold up. He's actually not crazy. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I could have attacked with Big Eye.
You could have.
I'm trying my hardest here. Let's switch Big Eye to defense. I feel confident in everyone else. You know what, actually? No fear. He's going to stay in attack.
Okay.
Let's just go to combat. 30 million.
I'll take 3,600.
Okay, so actually the heavy infantry is a really good card because he can attack.
You can't summon any monsters unless... Oh, you can't even tribute summon. Your board is
Correct.
locked.
This is the board.
So we're just going to keep not letting you trigger that Abyss Gaios until I have a way out of this situation.
Stand by me. It is very strange. If I had just attacked with the Abyss Gaios that turn, we'd just be out of this. Big Eye.
Yep, it is Abyss lead.
I wish I had taken this guy. I could overlay. Wow.
I'll take 3,600.
Go ahead.
Draw for turn. No, I think you've got it. I drew into Gen X Undyne.
Oh!
What that could have done, it could have cracked the Abyss Gaios, but I had no way of sending the Undyne to the graveyard. My normal play with this would be to send Fishborg Blaster to the graveyard in order to summon it and make a Crimson Blader, which would have been really good in this situation were it not for my Abyss Gaios. And awkwardly, it was my own Abyss Scale of the Mizuchi that caused problems here because I top-decked Gores last turn, which would have also cracked me out of the situation.
That is legitimate comedy. What I like about Junior format is it really does resolve the #1 issue with Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is that you play it too much. There's too much Yu-Gi-Oh! In Yu-Gi-Oh!, and we played very little Yu-Gi-Oh! Today by comparison. And with respect to this format, we are going to have to take some corrective action. Would you, RJ, like to do the honors of dealing with the daddies?
Yeah, I mean, you handed it to me, and I am famous for taking busted shit and putting it to 1 instead of banning it. I love the Dragon Rulers. I think that they were meant to be at 1, and I think in Junior format in particular, the decks that made them so busted in TCG aren't going to be as good because of the spell trap limit. You can't resolve a Ravine and a spell trap remover in the same turn, and so I am perfectly fine putting them to 1 and putting the Dragon Ruler TM deck to rest.
Yeah, agreed. I also think that the decks that utilized the Dragon Rulers while they were at 1, Ravine Rulers, Hieratic Rulers, I guess some people were playing Mythic with it at 1, but they didn't do so hot. Twilight, I think those decks are all sick as hell, and I want them to be playable.
Hell yeah.
One thing that I don't think is sick as hell is Future Fusion.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna get a better segue to that, but
the game the second you opened it both times.
I literally lost. I lost game 2 after activating Future Fusion. The card is fine, 50% win rate, baby. This deck is playing 9 Foolish Burials, Foolish Burial, Dragon Shrine, and Dragon Ravine. Probably the one of them that is also 4 additional Foolish Burials is not okay. Turns out Eclipse is really broken, but even if we remove all the payoffs to that card, 5 Rulers is really broken too.
I am inclined to agree. One more card that occasionally made an appearance after the resolution of Future Fusion that I cannot abide in this format. Gandora, the Dragon of Destruction. How did we allow this card to get past its first format?
Yeah, I just have no words for this. I Wish I Was Dead sent me a fun list that I was ready to play, and then a couple of hours later he sent me a message that was like, hold up, did you all leave Gandora legal? And yep, that was a mistake. Turns out that this card is crazy. In formats where things like Dark Hole just completely turn the tide of battle, you can normal summon a better Dark Hole? That's nice. It's good. And it gets a lot better when the last of our hits is in the format. If you can eat the entire board, clear the way for a powerful monster, and then banish this soon-to-be sent to the graveyard monster for DMD, and then use DMD to bring back one of the Dragon Rulers that you have gone through over the course of your turn already, the game sucks. So I think, unfortunately, we are going to have to, as fun as this card is, say goodbye to Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon.
We'll bring it back in time for Dragon Link.
Yeah. Well, he can be around for Dragon Link with the errata, because he sucks at that point.
One of my favorite cards that has touched the Junior Journey format that I think probably isn't the ridiculous menace it was back in the 2008 episode.
I have a feeling what you're going to say, and it will warm my heart if you say it.
I think it's time to bring back Karaz.
Oh, that is not what I expected.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, that's why all the field spells these days have hard OPTs on them.
What am I going to do? I'm going to play Lightsworn. I'm going to mill a bunch of Dragon Rulers. I'm going to normal Karaz, pop your board, and then kill you.
Oh, you meant bringing back Karaz. Reasonable. Okay. What was the card you thought I was going to advise we bring back?
I was just thinking of a good friend of mine that competes for the normal summon with everything else, named BES Tetrin.
Hell yeah, let's bring back BES Tetrin! I am
Yeah!
so about it. BES Tetrin to 3!
So those were some very powerful monsters now locked forever behind bars, but unfortunately they are not the only broken things lurking within my deck. One of them, or two of them, are traps.
Indeed. I'll start with one that I'm a little bit sad that I don't get to show off my theory on, but it's not my dumb reasoning as to why you're supposed to call 2/3 is not worth having 6 cents in the format.
Yeah, it turns out this card's busted if any amount of graveyard anything is playable. And on that note, there is another busted trap that is playable in Dragon Ruler. Return from the different dimension. We just forgot that we had this at 3, so goodbye forever.
This truly was the episode of Fuck Around and Find Out. We had an entire list of things that we were like, yeah, I want to say that somebody break this. And then you did.
But on that note, there's a lot on the list that maybe we were a little too cautious about. So I feel it's time to lobby for some unhits, if you'll hear me out.
I agree with you.
Swords of Revealing Light, currently banned. This card sucks.
It can go to 1.
Easy.
Smashing Ground? I have the ability to destroy 2 monsters on the board with the normal summon of a monster with a +1 in it. A single Smashing Ground is not going to destroy the format.
Andro Sphinx! Andro Sphinx is on the list. I just can't believe it. He could be at 20 and I wouldn't care.
He literally is a man with summoning sickness. And one card I'm excited to see more of, because I just like seeing people play more cards in a turn, and if you are going to risk your 1 piece of protection to get more copies of this, then have at it. Call of the Haunted. I would love to see this card in 2.
Absolutely. And oh my goodness, would it have been too slow for these games? On the topic of slow traps, Champion's Vigilance is a really cool Omni for a deck that loses to everything else.
And one more set of monsters that are iconic to this series that are here just in time for the Speed Duel GX midterm box. I think it's time to bring our friends the Gate Guardian pieces back to 1. Once again, I have the ability to destroy those monsters about 5 times over per turn in Mermails. I'm not terribly concerned about their ability to prevent you from attacking once.
Yeah, very, very fine with having these in the format, and it's so funny that we transitioned from, like, 2011, where we were like, no, Gate Guardian pieces bannably strong, to 2012, where we were like, okay, I'll Hornet you for the 40th time this turn. And with that, format fixed. Format saved once again.
Unquestionably, there are a ton of really cool decks unexplored in 2013. I think more competitive decks were released in 2013 than any other year period, and I am looking forward to seeing some of those come to the forefront.
Me too. And if you would like to see specific people bringing specific decks, let us know in the comments, and we will do our best to ignore them. See you next time.